What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Second Avenue Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Linares.
I'm your other host, Elijah Venencia. Welcome back, everybody. Jonathan, how was your weekend? I saw you're out and active last night.
Pretty good. Went to a friend's birthday party. I went with, my friend Mitchell and his girlfriend. They got the dog. They had to be back. So we didn't stay out too late. But had a nice late night drive back to Hoopson after that. So, I love that.
Mhm. Yeah. Those late night drives, especially on roads like that, are just pretty therapeutic. Them,
Uh,
you're just going crazy. Did any of those songs make your song of the week?
no, actually, but maybe, we'll audible during this recording. And maybe one will. I don't know. We'll see. But how about you? How's your week been?
Um, it's been a week. But yeah, I mean, let's just get into the
Okay.
songs of the week. We're not gonna
Okay.
get too
Oh,
personal,
yeah, yeah.
too
Okay.
personal on the
Okay.
air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you know, you know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's get into songs of the week. Uh, I'll kick it off here with my first song. I have "Leave with Me" by Yeek. I've been not to be confused with Yeet. Yeek. Yeek. I've been listening to him. I heard a couple of his songs before, but not a lot. One of them came up in one of those Spotify auto-generated playlists, like one of the daily mixes or something. And I was like, okay, I like this a lot. Very catchy song. I think if you put it on within the first 10 seconds on the instrumental, you'd be like, okay, I see how this is going to go. It is great. It's a great song. So highly recommend checking this one out.
Yeah, I mean, it's one I haven't listened to myself, so I'll definitely be giving a listen at some point
Okay.
for probably the rest of the day. For my first song here, we have "Switches on Everything" by West Side Gun. "Run the Jewels," Still
Fire.
Got Cooks. So the way I never heard the song before, and I think I had searched something on like "Stove Got Cooks" because I've been just crazy bang on Kitchen Lights. That's just been my favorite song right now. But anyways, I searched something on Reddit about him, and then later it ended up popping up something suggested like his best verses. This is the first one I saw, and I have to say, so far, I definitely agree.
So good. I kind of feel like I've not been going back to Hitler Wears Hermes 10 as much as I anticipated, but every time I do, I'm like, wow, this is so good. And the feature list is just stacked, and Stove God, no exception. He's going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely steals the show on that track. I mean, great verses by everybody else on there, but man, that is just such a great verse. It's been getting crazy bump this week. So
Facts. My next song of the week, I have As You Are by The Weeknd, which actually that did make the late night drive rotation last night. I don't really listen to Beauty Behind the Madness by The Weeknd very much. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely talked about that
you
before,
hate
but
it, yeah.
yeah, I don't hate it, but it's just like my least favorite probably because that's like when he really embraced the poppy side for the first time. And I was like, okay, like I don't need this. Like, there's definitely good songs on it, but I'm, opening up to a little bit more and just giving it a little bit more respect over the past, really just couple weeks, I guess. But As You Are, it's a great song. I don't remember why I even started listening to it. I didn't listen to the album. I just thought of As You Are, and yeah, it's a great track. I feel like it's not a track that gets talked about too much by The Weeknd. So definitely recommend.
Yeah, I mean, great track there. I'm a pretty big fan of Beauty Behind the Madness, so I mean, we're opposites there. That's just
Yeah.
bringing in these different perspectives. For my next track here, if you're friends with me on Airbuds, you saw I posted the other day, drop a sad track, So I mean, little hint to the rough week there.
Yeah.
But my boy Coltino the Bambino, he gave me "Close Up" by Sea Lemon. Never heard of the artist, never heard of the song, but man,
Yeah.
it's fire. It's just such a great vibe. More of like an alternative vibe. So I love that. And yeah, it's a great track. Give it a listen.
Okay. I gave you some King Cruel song. I don't remember which one for that, but what I wanted to give you was North Pole by Injury Reserve. So this wasn't on my songs of the week, but now it's in my last song of the week because I almost did recommend it there. So I'll say it now. North Pole, Injury Reserve. It's a great track. Very personal, very just emotional, and just great verses from all the members of Injury Reserve. A very underrated group, obviously no longer active after the passing of Groggs from the group, and then they have rebranded from Injury Reserve with the two remaining members. But I got love for them for always. I mean, they got great music, very underrated. So another one I would highly recommend to check out.
Definitely. We got to do like a sad playlist sometime because that's like my thing there. I got hella sad
Okay.
tracks. So
Okay.
we'll keep that one on the burner. For my last one here, we have Mr. Me Too. This was played at the IDK concert leading up to leading up to the opening act there. And you looked at, I can't remember what exactly you said. It was it when did you play this?
I said a little foreshadowing here. I picked it for one of our big ass kids playlists. It's going to be coming out soon.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. And then just it. I mean, listening to it there, I hadn't listened to it in forever. It's I mean just such a banger, and yeah, it's just been getting crazy bump. It keeps coming up like while I'm working. I've just been listening to music. I can't really go into my pocket and change it, so just shuffle has been playing this like crazy. But I'm not
Fire.
complaining.
No, it's a great track. I love it. Beat so good.
Mhm.
Definitely good one to just be listening to, just in the headphones. I guess before we get in the topic though, we do need to talk about the Instagram polls. If you tuned in last week, we had our boy Brennan on. Great episode. Highly recommend checking that one out after this one. Of course, this will be a banger too, but it was a very good episode. We talked about the best rapper of the last decade, so 2013 to 2023, with a bracket, and we put that bracket on our Instagram and had you guys go vote to see who you guys are going to pick as the best rapper of the last decade. It's going pretty vastly different from the way it went with our bracket. So let's just say the Elite Eight was J. Cole versus Joey Badass, Drake versus Travis Scott, Kanye versus Tyler, Uzi versus Kendrick, and then it went to the Final Four, which is like the most obvious Final Four, which is what I thought ours was going to be. It was just like the really Mount Rushmore of the 2010s: J. Cole versus Drake, Kanye versus Kendrick, and that led to the championship of Drake versus Kanye, which is pretty surprising to me. Right now, it's very, very close with just one vote separating it. Kanye is currently winning, which is crazy because we had Kanye getting bounced in the second round in our version. We had Tyler making a championship. He got bounced. Travis Scott, we had beating Drake. That didn't happen. So it's going pretty different. We had J. Cole winning overall, and he got bounced. So it's
I
pretty
feel
crazy, but I get where they're coming from. And I think that
yeah.
they're just like going off the names, but I think we made really good cases for the picks we made, and I'll stand by what we said.
No, definitely. I feel like for an Instagram poll, especially, you just are like spur of the moment, just like clicking real quick. You just read
Oh
it
yeah.
over. But if you're thinking like 2013 on, it's not. It wouldn't have gone this way. I don't think. But shit, who knows?
But I feel like if Drake wins, Drake is my pick in the championship of that matchup. I think
Mhm. Yeah.
it's kind of close though.
I don't think it's that close because I mean we already kind of went over it, but I mean really like so we got the Life of Pablo Yeezus. But I mean past that, what like
Yeah, yeah,
really good album has Kanye put out?
that's true.
I consider Ye one. You don't consider Ye one.
I
So
like Gay, I like Kitsy Ghost. I think he's just been around. He's just been doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and then at the same time, like Drake just has too many hits. So like I'm going Drake, but like I don't know. For some reason, it feels a little bit closer than maybe it is. I don't know. But go vote on that poll. I guess it's likely going to be done or wrapping up if you're listening to this the morning it drops, but it's never too late. So let us
yeah,
know. But yeah, I think with that, let's get into today's topic. You guys seen the title. We're going through our picks for what songs should be on the GTA 6 soundtrack. GTA is such a kind of cultural thing. It's a cultural force, and it's very ingrained in rap culture. There's a lot of references to GTA in the songs. Rap songs are in the game. There's like rappers in the game. It's just very, very ingrained in the culture. So it feels like something we got to talk about. GTA 6, rumors coming out. There's going to be a trailer coming soon. The game feels like it's probably coming next year then. So exciting things. It's been years since GTA 5 came out. I think it came out in 2013,
yeah,
which is
yep.
crazy.
I mean, yeah, like you're saying, like there's a lot of culture, especially GTA 5, because that was just huge having the different stations. I felt like they really went crazy on them. Like there was a lot of options. I was more West Coast classics, Los Santos radio type of guy. I mean, I'm assuming the same from you.
Oh, I was always Los Santos, and then sometimes I would go like Flying Lotus's station. Sometimes I would go Blonded, but almost always Radio Los Santos.
Yeah, I was primary West Coast classics. Like this is
I
kind of where
feel that.
I started listening to music, and I mean this got me into the NWA's, the Ice Cubes, Dr. Dre's. So we'll see if I have any of those guys on here. So let's get
Maybe.
into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. I think before we make our picks, I think we should just talk about some of the songs that were
Mhm.
on GTA 5 because that was really the first GTA I really got into. I had played GTA 4, maybe 3 like a little bit like at friends' houses, but I never owned GTA until 5. So that it was really the only one I actually like played, myself. And man, they did not miss with the soundtrack. You were saying it, but so many different stations, so many different options, but it's all fire. There's like something good on every station. Like and they're all just
Yeah,
a certain vibe. I love it. Let's talk about Radio Los Santos, and then I'll let you talk a little bit about West Coast classics. But yeah, Radio Los Santos, man, we got YG, we got Absol and Kendrick, ASAP Rocky. ADHD by Kendrick is one that I like very
yes,
much
dude.
associate with this game. Although I was listening to it like before the game came out, but it still is just like I can vividly just picture myself driving those streets listening to ADHD. There's so many other great ones here. I won't go through them all, but obviously you got, you know, Travis Scott, Danny Brown, Freddie Gibbs. It's just a crazy soundtrack. One song that I specifically want to show some love, and it's another one I knew before the game, but like I also very much so associated with the game, and that's Ali Boumaier with the
Dude,
game,
oh,
Two
that was my
Chains and
favorite.
Rick Ross.
That was
Oh,
my favorite on fucking Los Santos Radio.
it's crazy. It fits that vibe so well. I feel like it was in a movie too that I associated with, but I can't
Ali
think of it off the
Boumaier.
top. So it's definitely
Mhm.
more GTA that I associate with like its most memorable sync. But yeah, it's crazy. That's a great track. I remember bumping that one like when the music video dropped when I was like in a freshman in high school or whatever, eighth grade, whatever it was. But yeah, that one's crazy. A lot of other good ones though. Obviously, I love for like iFruit Radio. That's a newer one, you know.
Yeah,
I
that's
did I didn't like play as much when that was out, but I definitely played it like a couple times,
mhm.
and that's one I would go back to because that had like the more updated songs. Like I know it had like "Highest in the Room" by Travis. It had like "Dance on the Water" by Danny Brown. It had just some random newer songs, which I think that's another very cool thing that they were like updating the music with the
Well,
times.
shit, the game was out for 10 years. Like,
I know.
yeah, so I mean that kind of a given there. Um, I mean, one track, I'm not gonna get too much into it. You know, I already mentioned some names, but I mean, West Coast Classics, one track that I just fucking loved at the time. I still love it. Hadn't heard it in years. I played it the other night. Gangsta Gangsta by NWA. And then when Straight Outta Compton came, like I was kind of, you have a little NWA phase. I was probably in sixth, seventh grade. I downloaded all the songs over, kind of got into it a little bit because, you know, I'd always listen to Dr. Dre from like my parents and stuff. But yeah, and this was like full fledged on there. And then when Straight Outta Compton came out, it was just such a cool moment for me. I was so hyped.
Fire.
What are some other ones that you know how we do it? But Ice Cube, that was always a great one.
Oh,
Ambitions as a rider, that was all. I would give that
classic.
crazy bump. Yeah, so they really killed West Coast classics for me. Like the next episode as well. That's another one.
That's fire.
They went crazy on 2001, the Chronic there. So
I love it. I got to give two more just real quick shout outs. And because originally when I was talking about these, I was thinking about songs that are like just songs that are out that were out before. The
mhm,
two that were out like on GTA are Cali by ASAP Rocky.
mhm.
Oh, that one went
I like
crazy. I
that.
was loving that all the time. And the Garbage by Tyler. Those are both so fire. GTA specific songs that I'm not really like listening to, but like in GTA, I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah.
like amazing. I love it. It just fits so well. But yeah, I'm very excited to break this down, talk about some of our picks, why we picked them, see if we, have matching vibes, see if we're going with different vibes here. I am excited to see what you go with, though. So I'm gonna let you go first.
I gotta kick it off here. We have That Part by Schoolboy Q. This is GTA. I didn't talk about it on Los Santos Radio. What did he have on there though? Did he have
Uh,
anything?
he
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 had
had
that, yeah.
collard greens. He
Yep.
had a couple. He was there a couple times, and I
Yeah,
know he
like
was on the update. He was on the
more
iFruit
of
Radio.
mhm. So yeah, I'm just going off 2013. I was grinding this game in the Second Avenue house. I'm just basing it off that. So I don't know if
Okay.
that part made it. But yeah, my character actually had, the Schoolboy Q white ski mask on.
Ooh,
Bucket, he had the bucket hat at times. like my character was Schoolboy Q. This is what I mean got me into him, got me in tracks. You know, Studio, Man of the Year, other ones like that. So
Fire.
I just had to show love there, and good Kanye verse as well.
I love that track. I almost brought it up when we were talking earlier about, oh, what's Kanye done since 2013? I was like, I
Yeah.
love that part. He had a good feature run too. But I digress. I was gonna pick a Schoolboy Q song. I ultimately did not. I was gonna pick Num Num Juice. I love Num Num Juice. I feel like Crash Talk has a lot of songs that could fit that vibe. I forget other ones, but I was going through it earlier and I was like, okay, I could see a couple of
Mhm.
these floating, I think, with 21 Savage. There's a couple, but I was gonna pick Num Num Juice, and I was looking through, and it was in iFruit Radio. It got that update, so it's like, okay, I can't go with that. So I'll start off with a different one here, and I'm gonna start off with a newer track, and I think that's gonna kind of go into some of my rationalization for this pick specifically. I didn't really stick consistent to this like
Mhm.
idea for this song, but I picked Super Gremlin by Kodak Black.
Sheesh.
I think it definitely fits the vibe. And I was also thinking about, the setting is going to change. It's not Los
Mhm.
Santos anymore. It's going to be Miami from what, signs are pointing out. So I was like, we need that Florida vibe. We need legit. We need Kodak Black. I wanted to go with somebody like X too, Ski Mask. Could see a lot of those people being in the game, especially if they are going with that Miami sound. It'd be somebody like a La Tyler, on the come up.
Mhm.
But I wanted to go with Super Gremlin because that's probably like my favorite of like the recent South Florida songs, like that are hits. Like I do enjoy Super Gremlin, and obviously like you're gonna be on Demon Time, just doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like you'll be just
Being a jet out there.
yeah, you're gonna be whipping 140 in the Bugatti down the street. So yeah, I feel like that's the one I had to go with.
Yeah, I mean that's a banger track there. Perfect for the vibe. Like you said, it's going to be South Florida, but I'm going with another West Coast track here. This was the one growing up. My mom, had little burnt CDs, probably from like LimeWire or wherever, playing in the car. And like, dude, from the second I fucking heard this one when I was just a little jit out there, this has been the one. You see me perform it live on karaoke. We got Forgot About Dre, another 2001 track there. This is
Fire.
this has got to make West Coast classics or whatever it is this year. Classic tracks. Yeah, this is like a top 10 song for me all time, like just from all the
Respect.
memories of it. Dr. Dre and Eminem, I mean that's just a killer combo there. So
It's a great track. Yeah, I definitely would imagine there'll be some sort of classic rap station. So uh yeah, that feels like a good pick for there. My next one I got here, I got EA by Young Nudie and 21 Savage. I love this song so much. The beat goes so hard, it's like menacing. And when I think about this one, spoiler alert for the movie The Batman. If you haven't seen it, it's been out for a little bit, but
yeah.
we watched it together, so it's we got to talk about it. But uh, the scene where he's like doing the chase with the penguin, right?
Mhm.
And he comes through the fire. There's edit of it on Twitter that was going around like when the movie dropped in. It was him coming through the fire to EA
Sheesh.
by Young Nudie, and it went so crazy. I don't know if I ever shared it with you, but it's
Yeah,
so
I don't think you
fire.
have. I need
Okay,
to
well,
see that.
I'll have to send it to you, but it is crazy, and that just made me think about like just driving down the streets of whatever city it's going to be taking place in, uh, and it just feels like that would just be such a good vibe. Like you're on Demon Time. It's just I love it.
Definitely. Another one, this is gonna be like the massive rap track that we see in, maybe less of like movies, but we've already seen it in a Madden, games like that. Possibly, I don't know the 2K soundtracks. I turn it down right away. But it could have been in there. We got Family Ties with Baby Keem and Kendrick. Obviously, Kendrick, I mean, did his thing in GTA 5. They had him in there pretty frequently. And I feel like this is just like more of one of the better like hit tracks and rap. I mean, within the past, I don't want to say 10 years, like you said, they did the update in the last like 5 years, I guess I'll say. I don't know when they did the update exactly, but I don't think
Yeah.
the song's been out. But
No, I don't think so either. So yeah, I think that's a good pick. I was gonna pick something by Keem, I did not, but I was thinking like a vent. I was like, oh, just something
Trademark
like
USA for the
Trademark
for
USA would be good because the
yeah,
Euphoria scene too. You just
yeah.
picture being in the car. Yeah, I like that pick though. Yeah, Family Ties, great song. My next one here, I went with Black Illuminati by Freddie Gibbs. It has Jada Kiss on it. They both got that deep voice. It just sounds like you're ready to be up to no good. Like, and they had
Yeah.
Freddie Gibbs on Radio Los Santos last time, so I wouldn't be shocked with Freddie Gibbs making another appearance. I feel like he's somebody that he's got a certain background that, ties into the GTA, vibe very well. So I think he's a natural fit to have on this playlist. So he's got to be here.
Definitely. For one of my next tracks, this is one of my, or this is more of a pop based track here, but it's out by a rapper. We got Nice for What by Drake. Give me this on like the main radio station. This is one everyone's got to love. Like, just, I don't know, whatever their pop station is or whatever. I mean, this fits perfectly on that. So,
It's a good pick. The thing I will say is I was noticing, well, at least with Radio Los Santos, obviously it's different with like the throwback type stations, but
mhm,
there weren't songs that came out like more than like 2 years before
mhm.
the
Yeah, I'm
game
sure it's
dropped.
hard getting that. Yeah.
And so I was like, that I thought about that for a second. I was like, okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense because the game has been out for 10 years. So I'm like, they want the music to feel like fresh then, and like
Mhm.
they don't want to feel super dated then. But Nice for What? That's a hit. That's got timeless potential. I like that pick. That's a good one. My next one here, I got Not a Drill by V's. I've been loving V's so much. Ganger, crazy album, and Not a Drill just felt right. I don't know why. Uh, I don't know if V's is big enough to be on GTA, but I think it would be a great moment for him. I think this song is fantastic. I think it would fit very well on the station. And I think it's another one. It's a newer song, kind of going back to my point about, they want to pick songs that are new, whatever. I think, it's still fresh. It'd be good. It'd put some people on. I feel like some people don't know this song. So, uh, yeah, shout out to V's.
For my last one here, we have, they got to do like a dedicated like South Florida rapper station because there is
Oh,
just too
yeah.
much potential with that. And that was kind of like you said, last 2 years. This would be my exception for it. Like you got to have like that 2015 to 2020 era of Kodak, Denzel Curry, X. And for
Oh,
Denzel
yeah.
Curry here, we got Ultimate. Like that is going to be perfect.
Fire.
Yeah,
Fire.
although that's came out well over 5 years ago at this point. That just, I mean, hit just driving through the streets of Miami or whatever town it ends up being. They got to get that on there.
I love it. I was thinking about Denzel. That was gonna be the one for me as well. I was also trying to find something that melt my eyes, like a walk in, maybe. I was
Mhm.
like, they could do a lot of different things. Um, yeah, there's definitely a lot of South Florida just absolute bangers that they need to incorporate into the game.
Mhm.
They're running that SoundCloud era, so it just feels like it'd be right to show love to that because I feel like that's very, as much as GTA is ingrained into rap and rap is ingrained into GTA, like that South Florida rap scene is ingrained into rap. So I feel like they have to show love to that if that's where the game is going to take place. With my last track here, I got Too Many Nights by Metro Boom and Don Toliver in Future. This is like a nighttime drive in GTA. Like,
Yeah, driving
like
through
when
the
it's dark,
streets. Yeah,
driving through
you're
the streets when it's dark, you got those neon lights. Given that Miami vibe, I could just see this one. I don't know why. I have a personal driving at night, like just core memory to it. At No Label Academy, whipping the Escalade. So it's just like
sheesh.
I yeah, I feel like it just gave me that GTA, whipping a big body. You're just you're feeling yourself.
Yeah.
So it feels right. It feels like it
What
has to be here.
what car were, I mean, we can finish up. I mean, we'll do a little closure after this. What car was like your primary in GTA?
I always went
Like,
Bugatti, like the
okay.
Bugatti type, like just I don't know. It was just like kind of the basic pick.
Mhm.
Bugatti, the song had been like popping.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was rocking the Bugatti. What about you?
I was doing like the Audi R8. I don't know what it was ended up,
Ooh,
but that was the one where I'd always go matte finish, whatever color, and then
always
just
Matt.
yeah,
Always
yep,
Matt.
yeah. Matt
Yes,
was the
sir.
one.
That's a good pick. R8 was like one of my favorites too. I love that. Uh Fire. Great pick
Yeah.
there. I wanted to kind of end it here with I had a question. If you could have one rapper or producer curate an entire station like, Blonded Radio or the Flying Lotus station, who would you pick? I feel like there's a lot of good options. I threw in producer and rapper because, they've done both in the past. And I think that kind of opens the door for a lot of different options here. So I'm curious to see who you'd go with.
Huh. This is a super interesting one. I kind of want it to be, would rather be someone newer. Damn, who would I choose? Fuck. I might go with Denzel Curry here. I would love for,
I like
if it's
that.
not truly that South Florida jit vibe, I mean, maybe even Kodak. I feel like Kodak's picks would be a little bit more peculiar. I think Denzel will put it together a little bit better, so I'm gonna roll with him. How about you?
Okay, I'm gonna give my rebuttal to who I would say for that. If
Mhm.
you're going for the South Florida, I might go DJ Scheme.
That was right in the back of my mind. I don't think I wasn't picking a producer. Uh,
Yeah, fair enough.
Rolling Loud. This past year, my last time in New York. Rolling Loud's last time in New York. Who can't? I think Ski Mask canceled. They just did a whole DJ Scheme set. It was fire. So I mean, he's got that in him. He would kill it.
Yeah, I could see that. Um, Especially if they're going for that South Florida. The person I was thinking was Kate Renata. I don't know what I love Kate Renata. He's got taste. He's a man of taste, I could tell.
Mhm.
And I feel like he would just pick a lot of good songs, maybe stuff you don't even know. Maybe it's mostly just, house music, tracks just that are just instrumentals, but it'd be so fire. You'd be just vibing out there for sure. He's also got the collab projects, Mine. He's got Simple with IDK. I almost picked Taco by IDK and
That'd
Nada.
be
I thought that
fire.
one would have been a good pick as well. So that's an honorable mention. But yeah, with my pick of Nada to curate a station, we're gonna get Taco for sure. So yeah, I had to get that in there. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good options here. But I picked too many nights. I was like Metro Boomin, but Kill a Station as well. I mean, that would probably be like just like the popular rap for the most part bangers
Mhm.
like station. But I mean that feels like a necessity.
Yeah, I didn't include any tracks in there, but we definitely need some Metro Boomin tracks. I mean, he's got what Without Warning. I'm blanking on the album that came out last year. Heroes versus Villains. There we go.
Oh yeah.
We need some of those tracks in there. Trance by Travis Scott, Young Thug would be perfect. I mean, I Metro. Fuck it, get him a station too.
Yeah. This is one where I'm like, I wonder how much time it takes them to like curate this playlist, like how much it takes them to like really decide on this playlist because GTA is such a widespread game that so many people are playing. Like they really have to polish the playlist and they do a great job. So I'm sure it takes them a minute, but I would love to ask whoever does that. I'm sure it's not one person, I'm sure it's a team, but how long it takes them, how many songs they listen to. I'm sure it's a whole process,
Yeah.
but all that work pays off because it goes crazy. So shout out to whoever's picking the
And
playlist over there.
I mean, one last thing to like close it on, like in the past 10 years, rap has really taken over as the genre. So, I mean, it's got to be even a bigger deal for, I mean, the rap playlist or rap aspect of it. There should be more stations this time around. So,
Oh yeah, for sure. Uh all right, but yeah, let's get into the news here. Um Very big names on this week's releases. Obviously, if you've been following anything, I think you're aware of some of these. But man, we got projects from Andre 3000, Drake, Lil Wayne and Two Chains, Danny Brown, Earth Gang, Lil Durk and OTF, and Tory Lanez with a deluxe. Then we got singles from 42 Doug, J Rock, Conway the Machine, Casey and Lancey Foe, Boldy James and Nicholas Craven, and Currency with West Side Gun on a remix. That one's crazy. Let's talk about obviously the big names here, Andre 3000 and Drake, waking up to the news that an Andre 3000 album's coming out, finding out, it's not going to be a rap album. Quite the plot twist, but then again, I really didn't expect we're getting a rap album. Like when I heard the news, I was like, yeah, it's definitely not gonna be a rap album. It seems like everything he's been saying over the past decade has been, he's just not in that bag right now. But then he
yeah.
comes on all these features, and you're like, he could do it. He's
Yeah.
always
Oh,
gonna have it.
easily.
So hopefully one day, he gets the feeling to just do it. But we'll see one day. So it was, I want to say it was exciting to see that he's dropping because I was like, okay, maybe that'll give him like he put music out. He's put out the solo album, so maybe he'll do another one, maybe a rap one. But whatever we get from him, I'll take. I'll be honest, I have not listened to the album yet. I need to be like in that mood. I owe him the respect to like go into it with an open mind, really be feeling it, and I haven't had that yet. So I want to listen to the whole album straight. I don't want to, do one song at a time. But have you given this one a listen?
I did. I feel like it's mood based. I just listened to it because I felt like I had to. It's a three stacks drop. Um, it's instrumentals, of course, so it's not like oh my god, album of the year stuff like that. But I mean, what it put out was very good quality, and it's a really enjoyable listen. I will say so. We'll kind of set
Okay,
the bar there.
cool. I'm excited. I'm going into it, with a lot of different thoughts. But when I saw that track list, the track list is crazy. Like the titles.
Yeah,
For anybody who hasn't
some
seen them, like,
interesting.
or go give that track list a read. It's wild titles. We got to talk about Drake, of course. We got the news. We're getting Scary Hours, which is different from last Scary Hours because last time it was just a little 3 pack or I think 3 or 4, whatever it
Three,
was.
yeah.
And then this time it was basically the deluxe. So for all the dogs, deluxe essentially, but Scary Hours version, whatever. Uh, I'll be honest, Drake, he did his thing on this one. It was
Yeah, he killed it.
very refreshing to see him working with some new producers that got him in some different
Exactly.
bags. He was really, really, rapping like that. It was good to see this side of Drake again. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is my expectation for all the dogs. I mean, I wish we could have gotten a full 12 to 20 track just of this. But obviously that's not what happened. I'm appreciative of Scary Hours, another great J. Cole feature. Yeah, I mean, just overall he killed it. I don't think he doesn't miss on Scary Hours, so I kind of had high expectations, and I'd say they were met.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy going into it because they had talked about, oh, he's recorded like all this in the last 5 days. And I was like, oh, like, okay, like that's like a mixed reaction to that because it's like, okay, cool. I'm glad he's like back in that bag. He's hungry. He's motivated. He wants to do this. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, 5 days is like not that long. Like some people spend Kendrick, years like
Yeah,
to get that polished product. And, while it wasn't a full album, it was still a pretty good amount of songs for him to grind out in the past couple of days. So he did it. It shows he could definitely do it anytime he really wants to. So that was good. That was it was nice. Um, yeah, it was a good project. I saw people talking about, oh, does this kind of like move for all the dogs up a little bit now? And I was like, oh, I don't know, but that'd be a different conversation to have one day. Maybe I got to give it a little time to sit on that. The other one I want to talk about here a little bit, Danny Brown. We've been waiting on this one. I have at least. I'm really enjoying it. I gave it one listen. Uh, I liked it a lot. I feel like he wasn't doing as much with the crazy with his voice. I felt like he was a little bit more, normal voice, which is good too. I kind of like those are some of my favorite songs from his. I feel like they're also a little bit more like accessible. Like if you heard Danny Brown like going crazy like on his verse on One Train, you'd be like, oh, who is this guy? What is this? But then when you hear him like just doing the normal voice, you're like, okay, he's
yeah.
just another rapper. Like,
He's just a regular guy.
yeah. Have you given this one a listen or any of these other projects?
I have not, but I definitely need to because I don't want to spoil anything. So, but I think I'll be talking about Danny Brown in about a month or so. So,
Okay. Uh yeah, I definitely want to give the Lil Wayne and Two Chains project a listen as well. Um I'm in this group chat on Instagram with like a bunch of like music people, and somebody before it dropped was like at the listening party and they were like, this is the best album in like the past
oh,
decade. And I was
oh,
like,
damn.
oh God. I was like, okay, take it easy. Like I feel
Yeah.
like that's exactly like one of those things where you have like a moment that makes you like it too much.
Uh-huh.
Like without being at that listening party, he's like sitting front row with like Two Chains there, like talking. Without that, music aside, is he picking it like that? Is he talking about it like that? I don't know. I haven't given it a listen. I'm excited though. There's a lot of big names in the features. Obviously, when those two work together, that's going to be a big deal. So I will definitely get to this one this week as well.
Yeah, same here. I mean, Yuck's been getting crazy play lately. I mean, I'd say within the past couple months or so, it's the first time I'd listened to it in years. And I mean, it's been a perfect preparer for this. So shit. I mean, I'm not expecting best album of the decade or whatever was said there. But if I get a very good album, I'll be very happy. So
Yeah, maybe it wasn't best album of the decade, but it was like best album in a couple years, and I was like, oh
yeah,
my God, like it was high praise. So
outrageous take. Yeah,
yeah. Well, maybe we'll see. Maybe it wasn't, but
yeah.
we'll see. Another drop we did get is Kanye and Ty Dolla Sign. They premiered a new song on Power 92 Chicago radio, featuring Lil Durk and Bump J. The song was called Vultures. I haven't given this one a listen yet. I know you have. How have you been feeling about this one?
This is about what I expected. This shit's hot ass. I'm be honest. I love Kanye. Big Kanye stan. Ty Dolla Sign always does his thing as well. But yeah, this ain't getting any bump from me. So I mean, I'm hoping for more from this album that's releasing soon. So
Okay, I'm gonna have to give it a listen just so like I'm tapped in and I know what's happening, but I'm going with pretty low expectations, I think. Last news here to get into kind of goes into the releases as well. Uh we got a J. Cole feature on Scary Hours. We got the first person shooter music video, which was fire. And we also got news that Drake and J. Cole got some tour dates together. Two of which are in St. Louis, two of which are in Columbus, Ohio. You know, both not super, super close for us, but within driving distance. Are we going to be at this show? Any of these shows?
I'm dropping the bag. I'll be at this show. I think we both will. I hope that's my hope, of course. I've said on record multiple times, the next time J. Cole's around, I gotta go. And with it being with Drake, it's a must. It's a necessity. So
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bag. I was looking at tickets. One of the ones St. Louis, the cheapest one. It's also on a Monday and a Tuesday night, which is tough. But the cheapest ticket for the floor was like 508 with fees.
yeah, it's gonna be a bag.
I was
So
like, oh, okay. To
my
get
birthday's
in,
coming up. Wink, wink.
yeah, it's like 5 days before my birthday too. So I'm like, treat yourself.
Oh
Like, oh,
yeah.
we'll see. But I don't know, man. It is expensive. We'll see. I'm like kind of rationalize the idea of it, like, okay, you know, you'd pay like 250 to see either of them minimum. Like that's actually probably on the
Uh-huh.
low side. So to get to see two of like the big three of the decade live together, I mean, I feel like you have to do it. We'll see though. We'll see how the funds are looking when it's time to make that move. But hopefully, you know, we're there. We get to talk about it on the pod. So let us know how you guys are feeling about this tour announcement. If you're going to be there as well, maybe, you know, we get a little second half
Carpool.
meet up there. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, carpool. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week. We'll be back next week with our album of the month for November. Come Over When You're Sober, part 2, a fan favorite for Elijah. So I'm excited to give it another listen. So I'm up to speed with you, and we'll be talking about it next week. So you don't want to miss that. We'll see you guys next Monday. Peace.
See you guys. Peace.